All right, let's do some farming. Pardon me while I get myself situated here and do a quick little live stream. I didn't do one yesterday. Yesterday was my scheduled day for two reasons. One, I wasn't feeling all the best. Yeah, well, that's the main reason. It's kind of hard to have fun and play a game when you're not feeling well. So I just wasn't feeling well. So I decided what I would do instead of live streaming. I came over and I reloaded the Maverick farm on to this PC. I did not bring the Maverick farm over from my old PC after I built this Threadripper. And so I decided to do that. And so that's what I did. So I'm starting a new map over here, a new game save on the Maverick farm here. And I played, I don't know, a couple hours yesterday. I just didn't feel like, I felt well enough. I mean, I wasn't sick. I just didn't feel right. I didn't feel like talking. So I played instead. So I'm here today to carry on from what I started yesterday. And we're going to play a little bit of Maverick. Let's see, this is field 6. Alright, so here's the deal. I've got field number 1, I've got field number 2. Field number 2 is a monster. I have field number 10, it's bigger than field number 2. And I have field 9, 8, 7, 6, 12, which is a grass field. I'm sorry, 22, which is a grass field. 12 and 16. So that's actually pretty much, well, it's not everything I had when I was playing this before on the other PC. I actually had fields 3, 4, and 5 also in addition to these. So I didn't quite start right where I left off, but it's okay. I got plenty of fields and a lot of stuff to do. Hey Andy, how are you, buddy? Good to see you today. Might be me and you again, Andy. So let me put this guy away. We don't need him right now. And let's grab, I don't know what I was doing. Let me jump out of here and see, was I over on field 16? Something's going on over there. No, I think it's done, actually. Okay, field 16 is finished at whatever it was. I think it was potatoes. Oh, right, it was. So I need to get a truck over here, empty these potatoes out. Good to hear, Andy. Glad you're feeling well. Yeah, I was kind of a little out of it this morning too, but I started feeling better about noon and decided to come in. Washington Farmers here. You can lurk anytime. You're very welcome. Not a problem. I am actually a big lurker on live streams, and I just like to see what's going on and stuff. But I don't talk very much when I'm on other people's live streams. If it's people that know me, I have this feeling that when I come out of lurk on somebody else's live stream, that it's going to appear like I'm trying to, oh, I don't know, take over, not that, but I'm trying to increase my own live streams. So I don't like to talk on other live streamers' live streams for that reason. I don't want anybody to think that I'm just there to say, hey, here I am, I live stream too, come see me. I kind of have that feeling in the back of my mind when I do that, you know, I hope people don't think that's why I'm here. I'm here because I want to watch somebody else play the game and, you know, enjoy myself instead of having to actually be the live streamer myself. So So I do a lot of lurking as well. What was this guy doing? I think this was the last load of straw from field number 2. Hey Latmos, how are you? Hope you're well today. Joe Dokes is in the house. How you doing, Joe? We're going to do a little Maverick today. Let's see, I've got some fruit here to put away. Oh, by the way, I got some new trucks. Let me show them to you. Okay, I got this new truck here, and I think it's by the same guy. You know the truck that I have that has the Jake brake and all that kind of stuff? I think this is the same guy because it's the same mod, that TMI modding. But anyway, it's a pretty nice truck. Yeah, look, the detailing's pretty good. But also, I love the air brakes. Listen to this. Now, you guys know I play with a wheel and gear shift and pedals and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to now hit the brake. Listen. It does that every time I hit the brakes. Now, interestingly enough, it only does it when I initially hit the brake. If I hold the brake down, which I'm doing now, it stops because the way the wheel is set up is the gas pedal is forward. The brake is not only the brake, it's also reverse. So if I'm going reverse and I hit the pedal, it doesn't do the air brakes. Pretty interesting. But anyway, it's a pretty nice truck. Also, it holds a ton of grain. I mean, not literally. Figuratively, it holds a ton. I get corrected on that all the time. It actually holds more than a ton. I know. I just meant, you know, when you say, oh my God, there's a ton of candy there, you're not actually saying there's an actual ton of candy. You're saying there's a whole hell of a lot. And that's my meaning when I say it holds a ton of stuff. It actually holds many tons of stuff. So, but it's a pretty nice rig. It seems to drive pretty good. It sounds more like a gas engine to me than it does a diesel, but I don't mind. It sounds fine. And it like I said, it holds a ton of stuff. Let's see, I don't know. I don't think I want the soybeans here. Let me put the soybeans over at the main farm. So that you're not getting confused, this is not the factory farms. This is actually the Maverick farms. This is Maverick farms. Now the factory farms does not belong to Maverick. He just let them use his map, I think. Well, I think he did. I haven't actually talked to him about it. But the factory map is just weird. It kind of is. It kind of is. It's well, there's a lot of factories on it. There's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of production, stuff like that. It's interesting. A lot of people ask me, have asked me many times actually, what my favorite farm is. And I have to say, generally, that when I played 2013, it was the Idaho map. When I played 2015, it was Graceland. In 17, it's always been the Maverick farms, and I'll tell you how I judge that. Because people say, well, why do you say that's your favorite one? Well, I play the game for fun, not just to make videos. And if I'm having fun on a farm, I tend to play it. So when I go back and look at the time that I've spent on each map that I have, and you guys know, if you've been watching me, how many maps I play. If I take a look at those, by far the most time I've played on any map has been Maverick, and that doesn't show necessarily in my videos, because when I'm not making videos, I'm playing the game, and I play the game many hours. So I've played Maverick many hours without actually recording it. So that's how I judge as to what my favorite games are, is the amount of time I actually have fun playing them. But believe me, if I don't have fun playing a map, I don't play it. So let's see. This one needs to be seated, I believe. So let's see here. I don't like working at night, so I think what I'm going to do is rush time it a little bit, get into daytime. It's okay for me. I can see pretty well at night, but the video doesn't quite show up. Now I got to decide. Let's see. I just did hops. I'm not quite sure what I want to do. Let me look. Let me take a peek here at what I actually have. Well, I pretty much need everything because I restarted the map. Let me see what I've actually got seated here. 2. Is that right? Did I do wheat up there? Holy smokes. Where did I do the hops? Maybe I didn't do the hops. Right there in 8, is that hops? Let me go take a look. I gotta know what I'm doing, because I tend to screw up a little bit when I don't pay attention. What is this? This isn't hops, is it? Well, maybe it is, because I thought it was sugar cane. Cabbage. I think I'm just going to do like onions or something on that field. So how's everybody today? I hope everybody's doing well. Like I said, I wasn't feeling too good yesterday. I wasn't sick. I just didn't feel right. You guys know I'm diabetic, and sometimes if you know anybody that has diabetes, sometimes you just don't feel good. You just, you know, and it's hard to be up and excited and to play a game and have fun when you're just not feeling well. As it turns out, I was playing this game and I was talking to Scorpion in Discord, and Scorpion said, "Listen, buddy, I'm your friend, I'm a patron, I'm a subscriber, take a damn day off." Because I kept saying, "Oh God, I got a live stream here in an hour." And he said, "What? Just take the damn day off." And I said, "All right." He said, "People will understand." And I hope you do. Yeah, it did look like sugarcane, didn't it? I think it is, because I tend to put my sugarcane on a smaller field. So I think that is sugarcane. Look, there's a gold nugget just laying around in the field. I think this field's got another one. Look over there, there's another one. Gold nuggets just laying in a field. What's that all about? So since I missed my stream yesterday, I decided to come in today. About an hour ago, I started feeling a little bit better. Alright, this guy's going, I think I've got him set about 24 miles an hour. Let me run around and see what else I got to do. Oh, this is another new tractor I've got, by the way. This is a Challenger. I think it's actually based on a Fendt. Because if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Fent own whatever these are? What the heck is a Challenger anyway? I can't remember, but I think they own this company. But anyway, the only thing I don't like about it is when you first get in it, you start in this position right here. What we did was we went in and beefed it up a little bit though, and the reason why is because I want it to pull a lot of weight. So I beefed it up. It's got, we put a super chip in it. If you go to the store here, where is it? Mods, clear at the end. Right, that's the Challenger right there. And I wanted this tractor for a couple reasons. One, we beefed it up. It's got a super chip in it. If we buy it now, it used to be that it would go from the 1038 Vario to the 1042, 1046, and as you notice, the horsepower goes up. Then it would go to the 1050. That's 517. What we did is we added the super chip to it. So now we can buy it as Challenger 1050 super chip, and it's 800 horsepower, so a little bit more. But I wanted it for two reasons. If you guys remember, I was having a little bit of trouble when I was using this out on the field, and I was having trouble with the overloaders. I think that's what this one's being used for. This is it right here. Okay, so I decided, somebody told me that they thought some of the problem I was having with the overloaders, yeah, Agco, that's right, Washington Farmer, that's what I was trying to think of. Somebody told me that some of my problems might be that I was using articulated tractors. So I definitely wanted a tractor that wasn't articulated. I wanted one that was steady, could haul some weight, and you know, and was a little bit beefier. So we found this Challenger, and I decided to beef it a little bit and use it. Now, I used it on this field over here yesterday while I was not feeling well and just wanted to play and have fun. I harvested this field and used it, never had a problem. I had that guy working two different combines. I set a combine on that side, I set one on this side. Hopefully they were going to meet in the middle. They did. I had one overloader running. It was that one there. Never did I have to come over and get him out of the way of something, because he just, so it just worked great. I loved it. So that's going to work well for me, I think. Oh, did the Oregon State come out? Or does he get it because he's a big shot? Hey, Bill, didn't see you come in. Now, is that De Gaulle? Is that how you pronounce your name? I didn't see that either. I hate mispronouncing people's names. I really do. Interesting. Yeah, I've been waiting for Oregon to come out. I kept saying when I played that, geez, I hope they go north and not just east. So, because for those of you that don't know, I live in Oregon. I'm actually born and raised in Washington, but I lived in Oregon most of my adult life. Now, what happened here? Is he still working? Is he going in circles again? Nope, he's doing fine. He's doing just fine. Yeah, I kind of figured that. I used to watch him long time ago. But then when I started making YouTube videos, I stopped watching other YouTubers for particular reasons, and you guys that have been with me long enough know why. Beyond the fact I don't have a lot of time to watch other YouTubers, I'm very picky about which YouTubers I watch because I just don't have a lot of time. Alright, let me get this mower going since I run into the next day. I've got some I've got some courseplay routes that are not working right because I brought them over from the other PC and this is a different game save, so I may have to work some of them different because I'm using different equipment now than I was when I made those, so I may have to fix some of these courseplay routes over here. You can't spell? That's okay. For some reason I cannot talk today. It's out Thursday? Cool. I'm gonna have to start playing ATS again. We worked it out. Yeah, I remember when I used to watch Squirrel, the Scania brought him out and let him drive one of their trucks one time. Or was it a truck or a bus? Maybe it was a bus. I can't remember now. It's been so long. But I know he also got to tour the and make videos of the mod developers of Euro Trucking. I did watch that too back in the day. All right, let me get this guy. He needs to go over to field 16, I believe. And where in the heck am I? We're gonna work our way that way. I love this tractor. I love the way it sounds. I love the way it drives. It's got plenty of power. It has Klamath in it. I would imagine it does because that's how you get, if you're traveling through Oregon and you're heading to Nevada, you go through Klamath Falls to get there. Thursday. Let's see, it's Monday today. Now I'm excited to play. I haven't played for a while. I did a live stream the other night. And, you know, I'm getting started over here on Twitch and hadn't done anything for a while. I'm just gonna probably hire a worker for this. Let's see, who do we have working? Alan Clark is doing our plowing today. Let me go get my truck over here. Got my speed boots working. Man, I just freaked myself out. I'm watching the stream on another PC and it's behind a little bit. And I thought, what the heck? Oh, wait a minute. There's a delay. I've got it set for the shortest delay. I didn't even know you could do that, but evidently you can. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done anything on Twitch, so I don't. I'm having to try to familiarize myself to the ins and outs of it, and then since I used Twitch the last time, there's been a heck of a lot of changes. Well, Bill, we'll be playing it together then. Anybody else out there do American Truck Simulator? I used to do multiplay on it. I'm gonna have to check the multiplay out again because the last time we tried to use it, it sucked. It really sucked a big one, and we just gave up. So I've been watching other people multiplaying that, and it looks like they fixed it. It looks like it was working fairly well last time I saw. I may have to give it a try again. I don't play well with others, but I give it a try once in a while. Washington Farmer does. It's a lot of fun. I like it. I tell you what, I'm kind of looking forward to live streaming because one of the things about ATS is you're on the road a lot. Well, what do you do in real life when you're on the road a lot? You've got CDs and music playing, you know, to kind of while away the time. In YouTube, if I did that, man, they'd take my birthday away if they heard music on there that didn't belong to me. I understand on Twitch I can have the radio playing, nobody really cares. Washington and Idaho, that'll be cool. He's so good looking. And it's very good looking. But I gotta find where my equipment's at. What's he doing? I don't remember. Oh, look at that guy. Isn't he sweet? I love those. I love those things. Okay, I got to get my potatoes. That's what I was doing. Let me grab one of those trucks. Head over and grab those potatoes. Yeah, I understand. Bill, I do, because I was watching somebody today that had music playing, and there was a little notice that popped up and said that. But I would probably only do... Oh my God, the police are after me. Oh, an ambulance drove by. The only good news is I know they're not coming for me. Anyway, yeah, I understand that. I think probably I'll only do that on something I don't plan on moving over to YouTube. Because, like I said, YouTube would take my birthday away. Hey, Steve, how are you, buddy? Steve-O's in the house. Snuck in the back door on me. Yeah, if you listen to the engine in this, it actually reminds me more of a gasoline engine than it does a diesel. I'm doing great. I'm doing good. I'm having trouble talking today, but that's okay. I don't know if I've told you guys. Probably I have. I'm not the best live streamer because I don't like it when things are live. I'm always afraid I'm going to say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing. And so generally before I come on a live stream, I have to work myself up to be all excited, and you know, I have to pump myself up. But about an hour before I live stream, I'm walking around just pacing, you know, saying, oh God, I got to do a live stream, I got to get ready for this, oh geez, what am I going to say, what am I going to do? You know, I don't mind making YouTube videos, because I can sit there in my underwear if I want to. Nobody knows it. And basically, when I make a YouTube video, I'm just playing the game and talking about whatever I feel like talking about. And if I say something or sneeze or cough or, well, heaven forbid, I pass gas, I can cut all that out and you'd never know it. In a live stream, it's a little bit different. So sometimes it sounds like I'm reaching for something to say. It's because I'm trying to think about what I'm saying before I say it and censor it out. What am I doing over here? censor it out before I say it. So, and today's one of those days. Some days I get in here and I've just had a couple of Mountain Dews and I don't care. I just say whatever I want to say. Or some days I'll get on a soapbox, get on a subject that I'm passionate about, and then I don't care. Today, for some reason, I'm a little gun shy, and I don't know why. There's washed potatoes, sugar beets, red cabbage. There's my potatoes. I got quite a few already. Just be a jackass. I can do that. Yeah, I do, Steve. I do. Yeah, I can be you know what they used to say about that. Everybody has an asshole. Some of them are just bigger than others. Oh, I love that. Those air brakes are cool. I might have to mod some of my other trucks to do that. That's pretty neat. I wonder how that'd work with that one I have the air brake on. I'm sorry, the Jake brake. I was thinking air brake. No, come on, camera. Give me a break. Come on. Give me a break. Yeah, you know, I told you I recently did a live stream. I haven't played ATS for the longest time, and I was surprised to find out that you can now have double trailers, triple trailers in some cases. And somebody said triple trailers aren't legal. Well, they are in Oregon. And so back in my driving days, that's what I drove, were double trailers. Back then you couldn't drive triples, it wasn't allowed. And then when they allowed triple trailers, it was only if they were empty. Now, I don't know if that's still the case. I haven't dealt with any truck drivers in years. But I used to pull a set of double trailers. So I'm thinking about buying me. I'm going to go in the next time I play and buy me some double trailers in game and just fiddle around with them. Hey Ginger, how you doing? Alan's in the house, everybody. Let's give him a round of applause. Hey Alan, how you doing? Oh, come on, squirrel. I tell you what, you know, I'm looking forward to playing Fallout, the new 76. I'm not happy that it's online, but I can deal with that. I've played online games before, a number of them. But I'm kind of looking forward to it. But then I found out the other day that everybody's kind of ticked off because, and I'm talking about YouTubers, PC YouTubers in particular, because evidently Microsoft came along to Bethesda with a whole ton of money, and Xbox One players get to play the game when it comes out on open beta a whole week early. So if you use Xbox, you're going to be able to beta test the game a week before anybody else. If you've got a Sony PlayStation or a PC, you're going to start a week later. Everybody's kind of PO'd about that. Man, I got a lot of potatoes. I'm going to have to take some and wash them. Why, I don't know. Just because. I didn't plant potatoes. I had 2 fields when I purchased the map that had potatoes on them. Man, that thing holds a lot of potatoes. Glad you're doing well, Alan. Tell you what, since I got so many potatoes, I think I'm going to run some over and make some compost out of them. Nah, maybe not. Maybe not. I just thought about that. I forget that this map has a machine over here that makes compost out of almost anything. Okay, that's fuel storage. Compost master. We can use potatoes, sugar beets, wood chips, grass, windrow, silage, manure, chaff, and straw. Straw's the kicker because I've got so much straw I don't know what to do with it. Let's see. I've got 400,000 here, but the majority of my straw I kept at the other farm. So I've got almost 500,000 there. And if I go to the other farm, I know I've got tons. So there's no real reason for me to waste potatoes. I could probably just sell the potatoes for money. I get more from the sale of potatoes than I would from straw. Pretty sure. And if I wash them first, I don't know. Do washed potatoes sell for a better price than regular potatoes? They should. All right, look at there. I've got over 3 million here. I've got almost 4 million. So I got about 4.5 million. How come we didn't get a stream last night? Because I didn't feel well. I wasn't feeling well. Yeah, I saw that, Ginger. What Ginger's saying is that after all this time, Sony has finally agreed to let us cross-play. So now, if you have somebody playing on an Xbox and you have the ability to play on the Sony PlayStation and you want to play with your friends, you're now going to be able to do that. And it's live. They flipped the switch already, so you can. It's happening right now. Good news. I do have the Xbox One. I do have a Sony PlayStation Pro. I've got the Xbox One S and a Sony PlayStation Pro. I'm not a console player. I barely ever turn them on. I don't think I've turned them on. I have to put on the calendar to start up my Sony PlayStation, my Xbox, once a month, just so I can get the damn updates out of the way from from the games I have or the console itself. I just never play consoles. I'm not a console player. But I do have games on there. I've got I've got this game on Xbox. I use the PlayStation mostly to play games that you can only play on the PlayStation. They're exclusive games, and they're usually pretty damn good games, and you can't play them anywhere else. PC Master! What's that mean? Oh, I'm fine, Ginger. I have... Sometimes when I say that, I want you to know that I'm not sick. Some days when I get up from the diabetes, I just don't feel well. And if I'm not feeling well mentally, it's kind of hard for me to come on and be entertaining. So I was telling the guys earlier that what happened was I was playing Maverick here. Scorpion came on and we were chatting together, and I mentioned that oh geez, I've got to pump myself up and get ready for a live stream in an hour, and I'm not feeling well. And we were talking. About 5 minutes later, he said, look, I'm a patron, a subscriber, and a friend. Take a damn day off. Everybody will understand. I said, okay, maybe I will. So 1 o'clock came around, and actually 1:15 came around, and I said, oh my God, I'm 15 minutes late from my live stream. And then we both just kind of chuckled because I'd already decided I wasn't going to do it. All right, Ginger says 19. You sell your own milk, and they also have chopped straw in the game. Yeah, I heard those things. There's Alan talking about 19 again. You're not excited at all. I mean, I can tell. Yeah, those are minor things. The chopped straw only makes sense. It doesn't really do all that much of anything, but there's got to be a place for all that junk to go after you've chopped it up, and it goes on the field. That's only normal. What was the other thing? Sell your own milk. See, that's the whole thing, though. All they're doing is taking things we already had mods to do, which is fine. They shouldn't have had them in the game in the first place. Now, not being a modder myself, I can't wait to find out how hard or easy it's going to be for the modders to actually make mods on 19. They're using, you know, different software, I'm pretty sure they're using, you know, a different engine. Well, yeah, I understand that chopped straw. Is that thing empty now, finally? That it's just for cosmetics, but it should be. I mean, like I said, if you're out there threshing grain and stuff, it's got to go somewhere, and you should be able to see it. I've always used chopped straw unless there's a reason not to. There was a couple times that the chopped straw caused a conflict with another mod, but generally it's pretty passive. You know, it doesn't really hurt anything. Alright, I don't know the next time I'm going to need this thing, so I think maybe I should probably just park it at the farm here. I'm going to use... I found on Maverick that I usually use this farm more than any other. Right here, once I get the animals going. I spend more time here than I do on what I would consider the main farm, which is farm number 1. I spend more time over here. As a matter of fact, I think I mentioned to Maverick one time that some of the stuff should be over here because you use this more. I found that I had to do transport courses from farm 1 to farm 3 because I was using more stuff over there than I was using over here. Since this is the main farm, it's where most of my farmland was. And I found out that I was having to transport a lot of stuff. Now, what the hell is this? What did I do? Oh my God, halfway through the stupid field, I changed the seeds. Oh, I have an explanation. If you would want to hear it. Here's the explanation. Now, sometimes I do that, by the way, on purpose. I've been known to do that on purpose. I've been known on a big field to go about halfway down the field and then take my seeder, run it that way with one crop and that way with another crop because the field's too damn big for one crop. In this case, that's not the case. In this case, I had this cedar here that I had modded up to do everything I wanted it to do. So I had it modded to drive faster, had it modded to hold more seeds, because there's nothing worse than having sugarcane or potatoes or sugar beets and you're planting them, and you get halfway down one pass and you got to reload. Halfway down another pass, you got to reload. By the time you're done with a field this size, it's taken 2 hours because the seeder doesn't hold enough crop to seed it. So, yes, it is, Ginger. Yes, it is. So, what happened was that the version of this mod here, the seeder, that I had in the game was not the one that I modded for myself. So in the middle of that field, I went over and sold that seeder. I went out of the game and brought my seeder into the game. When I did that, I didn't change the seed, and it must have been set up for wheat. So that's what's happened on that field. But it's okay. It's all the same. It ain't gonna matter. Everything's happy. What are you boo-hooing about? And what's HAX? Still trying to figure out what Bill's talking about. HAX. Oh, yes, it is. More than one version. I have about 4 versions of this particular seeder. You know what I should do? When I get off of here, I should go into Patreon and on the OneDrive and rename it so you know which one it is, because I've got about 3 or 4 versions of it. Or I should probably get rid of the other ones and just put one version of it up there. Boo-hoo on the field. Yeah, it's gonna be okay, Alan. I need wheat. I just had to make an excuse for what I did. Do I have field number 6 even seeded? Or is that just plowed? It's hard to... No, I bet it isn't seeded. Let's see. No, it's not. What should I put on it? I did carrots. Let's do some onions. When I started this over, like I said, I didn't have Maverick over here from my other computer. When I brought it over, I put a minimum amount of mods in it. So as I'm playing, I'm figuring out, oh, I didn't bring that mod in. I got to go get it because I need it. So I did take the mod out. Let's see who's seeding here. Gino's seeding for us. I did take the mod out, the game extension mod, so I can't see now what's been seeded, but I can still find that out just by doing this. So I can look at see what's seeded and what the growth stage is if I want. I didn't actually need that mod, and I was worried that that was one of the mods that was causing me problems, so I took it out. I also did not evidently put in... I have a mod that at midnight washes all my rigs. Evidently, I took that out too. Look how dirty that rig is. Yeah, that's what I'll do, Bill. When I get out of here, I'll go in and take all the other versions of that mod out and just put this one in. I tell you what I did. Let me tell you what I did. You may not want it because of what I did. I've got it so that it works at 24 miles an hour. I also changed it so that it loads seeds faster. I did not change the amount of fertilizer that it holds because it doesn't seem to use, regardless of what you're planting, as much fertilizer as it does seeds. What I did do was I changed the seed capacity from about 8,000 to 80,000. And the reason I did that again was because at 8,000, I wouldn't even go 50 yards and it would be out of seeds. So I decided to have two versions of this mod because that's pretty cheaty in a way. And look, I'm doing carrots again. I meant to do onions. Oh well, I'm gonna let it go. I got to bullshitting too much. Forgot what I was gonna do. So anyway, I had two versions of the mod because I wanted the one that had the 80,000 units to only be on a farm that had huge fields like this one. If I was using a normal size map, I wanted one that had just the 8,000 because it didn't necessarily have to hold that much seed. So if you're looking for a seeder that does 24 miles an hour and holds a heck of a lot more seed. Now, when I increased the seed, that meant that now it took about an hour to fill the damn thing. So I increased the speed that it fills. So it still doesn't fill terribly fast, but it fills fast enough that you don't sit there for 20 minutes. So if that's what you're looking for, then that's probably the seeder you want. I thought I'd put hops someplace. Here we go. I did. I put hops. See what the growth patterns are. Right, hops are not ready. That's sugarcane. Pretty sure it's not ready. It looks like field number 1 is ready. Field number 10 is ready. Uh-oh, did I not seed 2? I didn't seed 2 because just before I started, I had just finished picking up the straw on it. So I got a lot of work to do, and I'm not going to buy any extra equipment right now. I could actually buy... You know what I could do? Let me lease some equipment. I'm going to lease another seeder and get it up there. Is it already? See? I must be feeling better. 2 o'clock. Alrighty then. Here we go. Soup du jour time, buddies. Oh. That's cold and refreshing. Tell you what. I had a friend of mine that happens to be Hispanic, and he is a cook. And he actually cooks in an Italian restaurant. Anyway, I asked him if he could make tamales because I love tamales. I love pork tamales. And he said, nah, he didn't make tamales very well, but he knew somebody that did, a lady. And so they were so sweet. They came over the night before last and brought me a dozen fresh homemade tamales. So that's what I had for lunch today. All right, let me lease a new seeder. Or something like that. Sorry, I'm back. I had a phone call I had to take. Let me... It's very brief. Here it is. Right, I need another tractor though, don't I? What do I have that can pull that? The plow I'm gonna need, so I can't use that. Let's see how well that new Challenger does. Yeah, let's see how this new Challenger does. That's the only thing I don't like about this Challenger. When you go from rig to rig like this, and you get to that Challenger, it throws you inside the cab. I wish it would start outside the cab. Now you can fix that. You can go and remod that, just like you can mod where you start on a map, you know, the starting, you know, when you open a map, where you're standing, where you spawn, you can change that. You can also change your camera stuff. I don't like messing with the cameras, so I'm not gonna. It's not that big a deal. It's not like it's a game breaker. I'm gonna go see if this guy will pull that cedar all right. I should be sponsored by some pop company. I'm lost. I don't know where I'm at. Oh yeah, I do. There's the BGA. That's close to the farm, so the farm should be just over yonder. I've heard. What happened? My grammar just went crazy. I've heard through the grapevine that some of the YouTubers I know, or streamers, I'm sorry, that are using OBS are having trouble. They had a new update on OBS, and some of them are having trouble with OBS. I'm using OBS right now, but I still have XSplit. I paid for a contract for XSplit. Now I didn't buy the lifetime one. It was too expensive. And I didn't know how much I was going to be live streaming. You guys know I don't really care much for live streaming. And, because I'm not very good at it. But, it's fun, I guess. I have fun when I'm over here. I don't have fun in the hour or two before the live stream starts, because I'm so stressed about live streaming. It stresses me out to do it. But once I start, I seem to have a good time. So, you know, I'm having fun because I just playing a game and talking with you guys. So it's kind of a crazy thing. But anyway, I wasn't sure how much I'd be live streaming, so I didn't want to spend all that money for a lifetime contract. And I just bought a 3-year contract. So I still have that to fall back on. Now, it was lucky I did. The other night, I can't remember which one of you, but somebody came over and spent some time with me when I was live streaming Elite Dangerous, and I had to stop and start the stream 7 times. Okay, Bill, have a good evening. Get your beauty rest and all that kind of stuff, and we'll see you next time. Maybe I'll see you on American Truck Simulator in Oregon. Alright, I gotta take this guy over there. I don't have any seeds yet. I need to start making seeds. I found out something interesting here. Where the hell did my cedar go? Here's what I've been doing on this. I haven't started any seeds yet. I gotta do that. Now, some of this equipment you load on the left side and then on the right. I've got some seeders that you put seed on the left side, you put fertilizer on the right. See you, Bill. Have a good evening. This one is kind of strange. It's kind of like, okay, here, I'll give you an idea. If you guys have ever used this thing where you turn equipment in over here, this thing, and you drive a truck and trailer onto that pad right there, and then you walk up here and activate this, and you sell the truck, you can't immediately activate it again and sell the trailer. You have to back off of it and come back again before you can then go back in, activate it, and sell the trailer. That's what's happening to me on the Cedar. If I drive up, normally I would drive my truck right here. I would jump in the tractor, fill the Cedar, then I'd take the truck up and go to this side and fill the fertilizer, and it worked just fine. For this, some reason this one doesn't, and you can do it both from the left side. This is what I'm having to do. Well, I don't have to do it. This is what I've been doing. Is I come around like this. Luckily, there's no collision on the boom of this Cedar. So I come around like this, and I fill it with seeds. Now remember, 80,000. Now it's not going to show that because I've got it set to bushels instead of liters. That this is 80,000, and as you see, I sped it up quite a little bit. But because it holds so damn much, it still takes a reasonable amount of time to fill it. I don't really care for the ones that change it so that it feels instantaneous. That's silly. And it needs a wash. Yeah, it does. It's dirty. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks for following. Trying to build up here. So now, normally you would think, okay, you can just restart it, but no, see, it won't do the fertilizer. It won't do it. So what I had to do, or what I'm doing now, is I park the truck in the field and I go back around just like I had to do on that selling point, that equipment selling point. I pull back around. Now it's probably not going to do it, and it's going to make me look silly. Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, see, it's not working. I knew it. I knew it. It's not working. All right, so here's the thing. Oh, I remember what I did. I came from the front. That's what I did. I came from the front. I flipped around, came from the front. There it goes. All right, so that's what I'm doing now is I'm parking the truck in the field, and I just drive on one side, turn it around, drive on the other, and it'll work. Isn't that crazy? That there's crazy right there, tell you what. Ah, man, that Mountain Dew tastes especially good today. Okay, I'm going to head up to field number 2. And we're going to seed field number 2. And then I got to start some harvesting here. So, hey, guys, we're in October. Can you believe it? And I got about half my house painted. And we got a week of rain now. I knew that was going to happen. I was telling my wife that I hope the painter comes this week while we still have some dry weather, and he didn't make it. The next week he showed up, and I said, oh man, he's here, but I'm hoping it's not too late. And I checked the weather out, and the weatherman said, oh no, we're gonna have dry weather for into the next week. Well, the weatherman lied, and he got about half that, well, maybe a little bit more than half the house painted, and now we're in rain. So we're looking desperately at the weather to try to get a day that it's not going to rain, to see if we can get this house done. It's looking good though. The color worked out well. It's a stain, actually. They're staining it. It's a wood house. It's very big. Altogether, it's going to have cost me about $8,000 to have this place painted. It's a big place, but I guess it'll be worth it in the long run. When I turn around to sell it in my old age, it'll probably be worth it. Now let's see. What should we do? Barley, canola, soybeans, corn, sunflowers. Let's do something exotic. Not sugarcane. No. Oats, rye, triticale, millet, onions, hops. Well, I don't know. I don't want to do cotton. I really don't want to do cotton. Carrots. I'm doing carrots. I got a lot of carrots. Holy smokes, this is a big field. I'll tell you, you know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this field in half. Let's cut this field in half. I'll do half cotton. How about that? We'll do. I was going to do onions and I didn't. Let's do half. Where's about halfway? Right about here? Right about here. It's not exact, but it'll work. And I'm going to do half of it onions and half of it cotton. So let's get that started. Now you got a 50-50 chance of him turning left at the end or right. Whichever way he does, I'm going to let him go. And then I'll come back and do the other side. But let's see who's working this. Rose Crowder. Good old Rose is doing that. We'll let her go. Rice? Is there rice? There's no rice on this, is there? What do you mean rice? Are you referring to the fact that I always call sugarcane rice? I do for some reason. And I don't know why. I think you're fooling me. There's no rice. There's oats, rice, spelt, triticale, millet, onions, hops, lettuce, red cabbage, carrots, hemp, cotton, cabbage, compost. You know what? You know what? Oh, man. I forgot. This is a different cedar than I normally use. And it doesn't have hemp and cabbage and stuff, lettuce in it. I'm going to have to, at the end of this live stream, I got to make a note. Hang on. To go in and remod that thing to do these extra crops. So we need red cabbage, hemp, cotton. No, it does cotton. Never mind, not cotton. Cabbage. Is that everything? I think so. Yeah, my other version of that does more. But anyway, there you go. Let me out of here. Get me out. Let me out. Rice. I do that all the time. I just always call that rice for some reason. And I don't know why. All right, let me see. Let me jump over to Quambine. Let's get a Quambine. I did say Quambine, I'm pretty sure. And we need to run up to field number 10, I suppose. Get started on that. What else is going on new, guys? Anything? How's the weather over across the pond? I'm going to need a different header though, aren't I? I definitely am. Put that back up. Hang on. I'm going to cheat just a tiny little bit here. See if I can find my headers. Wet? Yeah, I know. I'm looking out the window right now, and it definitely looks like winter. It's definitely here. Washington, what's earlier? What do you mean? I might have missed something. I've been a little sidetracked today about watching the chat. You know, I switched to this combine from the other combines I was using for a couple of reasons. One is I kind of get to where I use the same equipment every single time, and even I get tired of that. So I wanted to switch to a different set of equipment. The other one is that this one is smaller. It's got a smaller header. It can go down the road easier, but that being said, it actually has it has an adjustable pipe. I can choose the length of the pipe, and that's handy for me. At the end of the month, the clocks go forward. I don't like that. It was raining here in Everett early. Oh, you're in Everett. Well, of course he is. Washington Farmer. Yeah, I'm from the Yakima Valley originally, and when I worked for the bank, for Rainier Bank, I was a commercial loan specialist, and I get sent to a lot of places for farming and stuff. I was in Pomeroy for a while. I was in Lewiston, actually Clarkston, Washington. Lewiston, Clarkston. They're across the river from each other. One's in Idaho, one's in Washington. I was in Waterville for a while. There's a lot of wheat up that country. And grain, I should say, not necessarily is it wheat, but alrighty, let's start this thing up. And this is canola, so I don't have to worry about, or is it? Yeah, this is canola. I don't have to worry about windrow, so I'm just going to hire somebody. We got Ryan Bowen working that one. Let's get our other combine over there. I'm just going to take it there. We'll start him on the wheat side. Now I'm going to have a problem, though. Maybe I shouldn't do that. If I do that, I'm going to have two different truck systems. So I probably shouldn't do that. I don't like when they mess with the clocks. It should be like Arizona. In the United States here, with daylight savings time, we have a couple of states. I'm not entirely sure of the number of them. I know there's more than one, but I don't think there's very many, that just tell the government to flip it. They're not going to do it. And Arizona is one of them. They do not change the time back and forth. And I wish that it was that way everywhere. Where has the year gone? I know. I ask that question almost every damn day. Where's the year gone? And especially the summer. You've heard me talk about summer. You know, and summertime summertime has its place in the hearts of many people. If you think of your youth when you're in school, and some of you may still be there, I don't know, but if you think of your youth, everything happened in the summer. Summer vacation, no school, warm weather, swimming pools, picnics, family reunions. There's so much happens in the summer that summer becomes a very important part of our life. Now, if you live in Florida or California, you get summer all the damn time. I'm talking about a lot of people, and not that you don't enjoy your summers for basically the same reasons. Sunshine may not be one of them because you get sunshine all the time. But you really look forward to your summers, and then you start thinking, as you age, I've only got so many summers left. And you really look forward to them. I was really looking forward to this summer. And then as it turns out, we just had the worst weather. Now, other people complain about how hot it was, and I understand. You know, I don't mean to be complaining and other people saying, well, I'm glad it was cool where you were, because, you know, we suffered through that. And I understand that. But I'm looking towards, you know, my own life right now. And I was looking forward to having a nice summer. I thought it was going to be a good summer. We had the coldest damn summer We had about 1 week all summer that had weather up in the 70s, much less 80s or 90s. The rest of the summer, we never got over 60-some degrees. And I told my wife, I said, I can prove we had a lousy summer. Generally, I have to go out and mow my lawn 4 or 5 times during the summer because the grass comes up and, you know, you got to go out there before it gets away from you. This year, I mowed the backyard 1 time. And the rest of the summer, it was so cool, the grass never grew. All right, Ethan Hubert is running it this time. Let's hope that it's going to bypass the wheat and just do the canola, which it looks like it's going to. All right, now I got to get a truck out here. Let's get a truck out here. And I got to decide whether to do overloaders. I've only got $6,000. I don't have enough money to buy one. 28th of October is the end of British summertime. In the summertime, when all the trees and leaves are green, redbirds sing, I'll be blue, 'cause you don't want my love. I can't sing, sorry. I apologize for that. All right, let's see what I've got here. I had, like I said, I brought this over from my other PC, so I think there might be some courseplay routes. Let me check and see what I got here. Field, let's look at field 10. That's probably where I put it. Field 10 overload. Field 10 truck to farm 3. Grain truck, field 10. What I did was I set up a mother bin here to do this big field, but also I was having it come over from the other fields as well. So I don't have the money to buy it. I do. Oh man, I hate to do it. I can bring the mother bin over from the other farm that I have it. Oh. All right, let me see. Where did I put my mother bin? All right, that's it right there. What truck is that? Tractor's that? Oh, that's that Challenger. I thought it put me in the... Oh, I wonder if... Well, never mind. Doesn't matter. Let me drop this. I'm going to take this mother bin right here. We're going to borrow it. And I'm going to take it over to field number 10, right about there. Now, I need to figure out where it needs to go. So to do that, I'm going to go back to the other field, which was field number, I don't remember, 3. And we're going to actually grab the overloader. Take it over to field number 10. Hey Thunder, how you doing, buddy? Going well for me. Hope everything's doing good for you. We're into October. It's going to be Halloween before you know it. All right, let me get rid of this, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to leave it on overload, but we're going to choose the overload course, which is right there. And that'll tell us where we need to set this thing. All right, we're up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive this course. and have it stop at the next trigger. Which is right there. That's where it's going to want to unload. Oh, stop! Doggone it. Well, that didn't work very well, did it? It didn't stop like I wanted it to. Let's try that again. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, you fool. Alright, let me unhook this. Glad everything's doing well for you, Thunder. What's the weather where you're at? It's wet and rainy here and cold. It's been getting down to 30s here. Well, 41, 42, and occasionally it's dropped below 40 recently. Okay, so now I just line this mother bin up with that, and that's where it will set. Now, that catcher bin is kind of sticking out a little bit. I'm hoping that's going to work. Alright, let me leave that there. And then go back to this. Whoa, don't hit it. That was close. Come on, hook up. I guess if you line it up right, it'll eventually hook up, won't it? There. Alright, drive the course. Now let's get our truck and field 10 truck to farm. Grain truck, field 10 to farm 3. Okay, so it's that one right there, I believe. And it needs to be with that. I don't know if you have to change this or not. I'm going to leave it for now. And let's drive the course and see what happens. Supposed to snow tonight. Oh my God. Cold. What part of the country are you from? Or what country, I should say. Hey, that was perfect timing. It looks like we got Ethan's doing double duty here. He's driving a combine and he's driving the tractor. How's that work? Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I used to drive up to Calgary all the time when I was driving long haul truck. I used to pick up nursery stock trees, nursery trees in Seattle area, in Everett area, and drive them up to Calgary, where they would put them, they would plant them. So I spent a lot of time up between Seattle and Calgary back in the day. Let's see what this guy's going to do now. You got a little bit of room left. He's probably going to try to go to that other combine, but let's see. .48 Fahrenheit and raining. Yeah, it's let's see, it's 2:30 here, and it's 59 degrees outside. So it's a little bit warmer than where you're at. But you know, you got to think of things though. Your body temperature's 98.6. So you'll say, well, you know, 59, it's not that cold. Um, put a thermometer in your refrigerator and see how cold your refrigerator gets. People seem to think that your refrigerator gets a lot colder than it actually does. It doesn't actually get that cold. So you're talking almost refrigerator weather if it's in the 50s. And besides that, your body temperature is 98.6. So if you go outside right now in 50-degree weather, you can do that easily. It's not freezing. It's a little chilly, but it's not freezing. There's a difference between walking outside to take the garbage can out, coming back in the house, and walking outside and staying out there and working for 6 hours. You know, you work in that kind of weather for 6 hours, you're going to be cold and miserable, even though it's not, you know, winter freezing weather. That's my opinion anyway. I'm sticking to it. Yeah, I lived in a place, when I did the nursery stock, I lived in Yakima Valley, in Zillah, Washington. And I did that work to earn college money. Later on, I changed and I was living in, it was after college. I was in between jobs. I had worked at the bank and decided that I needed to move on, and I did. And I had a friend of mine, I still had my driver's license for long haul truck. I had a friend of mine had 3 or 4 trucks, and he lost a driver, and he called me. He says, "Hey, are you doing anything right now?" I happen to be in between jobs. I'm looking, and I'm pretty sure that I'll get one before too long. Well, he says, "Well, you're free. You want to drive one of my trucks? I'm desperate for a driver, and I haven't found one yet." And I said, "Okay, sure." And that's when I was driving. I was living in Oregon at the time, I was living in Woodland, Washington at the time. Woodland is close to Longview, Washington. It's right on I-5 if you're familiar with Washington at all. And I used to drive from there north and south. I would go up to Everett, and I would pick up the paper products. Or in Wilsonville, Oregon, there was another plant that I would stop at and pick up paper products. I hauled toilet paper, paper towels, napkins, that kind of thing is what I hauled. Very easy driving because that stuff's pretty light. Now on the way home was a little different. I'd get down into LA and I'd drop off my paper products at either Ralph's or Safeway or wherever. And on the way home, we would catch what, if you're familiar with truck driving, we would catch what they call less than load trailers, less than full load. And what that meant was you'd go to a warehouse. People that needed stuff shipped to other states would bring all their stuff to this warehouse. They would start loading a truck that was going to Portland with whatever they had that was going to Portland. So consequently, you did not know what was in your trailer. It could be carpet, it could be appliances, and it wasn't a full load. You'd have so many pounds of appliances, so many pounds of carpet, whatever needed to be driven. They'd fill that trailer till it got full. You'd grab your trailers and you'd head off from California back up to Oregon. That was a lot of fun. LTL, yes, that's right, Thunder. LTL was the term. Less than full load. And those were sealed trailers. I had no idea what was in them. But I did that for a short period of time. Then I found another job, and by then he'd found another driver. So right after that, I moved to Oregon. And when I moved to Oregon, I did not carry my commercial license over. As it turns out, it wouldn't matter. I never drove again, and I never will. So it didn't matter that I didn't do it. Back then, I kicked my ass for not carrying it over to Oregon. I had 2 endorsements besides automobiles. I had my commercial license, and I had my motorcycle license, and I didn't carry either one of them over. And I really, at the time, just kicked myself for not doing that. As it turns out, it didn't matter, because from that point on, I never drove a motorcycle or a truck ever again. So it turned out okay. 32 degrees and freezing rain, and supposed to start snowing this evening. Dashing through the snow in a 1-horse open sleigh. Hey, hey, Christmas is coming. I'm not a big fan of Christmas, by the way. It's a good holiday, but I like it for the holiday, for the reason and the season, all that kind of stuff. I don't like all the commercialism. I'm a big giver and not a big getter. I don't necessarily get into the receiving of gifts and stuff. I love to give, but I don't get much. And one of the reasons why I didn't like Christmas is you don't have enough money to buy everything you want to buy. I'd like to give a lot more, and I don't, because I can't afford it. Like everybody else, you know, there's a limit to your income. The other reason is I like people just don't take the season for the, the reason for the season anymore. It's all commercial, and I don't care for that. I do like the music. When I was working at the bank, we had what we called Muzak. All right, why is this guy not coming for that? We had what they call Muzak. What it was a big reel-to-reel tapes. It was like a cassette tape, but it was on a reel-to-reel size reel, like a 10-inch reel. And you took this tape, and the company would come and install the system that played it in your office. So in the back room at the bank, we had this big tape machine, and then throughout the bank we had speakers installed. And we would have, this thing would hold about 4 or 5 cassettes, and it would run music for hours and hours before it ever played the same song twice. But they would always come around the holidays, and they'd give you a couple of holiday reels. And so I'd have to work at the bank, and I'd work on weekends or late at night or whatever. It'd be June or July. I'd go and kick the music in for Christmas. I'd be sitting there humming Christmas songs in July. It was crazy. That's another reason why I like this combine. I can put a larger pipe on it, and I don't have to get so close to the piece of equipment. It gives me a lot more room for my pickup vehicles to maneuver. That's a good thing for me. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so this guy's going to get rid of this. We got a little bit more canola to do, and then we can switch over to the wheat. I should actually go check and see what else I got going on. Because I could, okay, what's this guy doing? He's done. This is field 12. All right, I need to go to field 16 and get that plowed. And that should have plowed all my fields now. I got a Peterbilt in traffic. What's that? Oh, I guess I do, don't I? Listen, potato guy, you're going to have to move. You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here. All right, there goes the truck. Now, let's get back to that. What was I doing? It was a plow. It looks like the seeder's done too. Well, the seeder's only half done. Why are you playing Maverick and not Factory Farm? I had a little incident in my last live stream that embarrassed the hell out of me, and I felt like I owed Maverick, so I decided to play his map. And I'm not going to say any more than that. It's one of the reasons why I didn't feel good yesterday to do a live stream. I still didn't have it in me because I embarrassed the hell out of myself on my last live stream, and it bothered me an awful lot. As a matter of fact, for 2 days I decided I wasn't ever going to live stream again. And then I decided I was just being a big baby, and I decided I was going to live stream, but I still didn't have it in me, and so I didn't live stream yesterday. Consequently, I spent quite a bit of time today chatting with Maverick about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and I feel a little better. So there you go. Yeah, we contacted each other today and talked for quite a while. Right, so I thought I owed him, so I'm coming in to play his map. And plus, you guys have heard me say this, Maverick is probably my all-time favorite map. Now, I had a particular map in Farm Sim 13 that I had as a favorite, Idaho. When I was on 2015, it was Graceland. But as far as 17 goes, this is probably my all-time favorite, and I choose that by the amount of time I played it. Now and I'm not talking recording it, I'm talking about how much I actually personally played the map. And by far, I played this map longer than any other map I've ever played. So there you go. It's a good map. Washington, I thank you for that. I do know that, but that doesn't stop the way I felt about it. So anyway, there you go. Let's see. All right, I got to get this overloader going again. Oh, he's finally done with the canola, by the way, so let's get him emptied, and then we can switch over to wheat. Okay, now you notice that the truck is back to the overload, the mother loader, the mother bin, I should say, and is stopped. I had trouble with that before. Yeah, Graceland was a good one. I like Graceland. Thank you, Washington. I appreciate it. I try to be. I've always said to people that are interested in listening to me, you know, most of us human beings are just normal, everyday people. We're all good. We're all bad. And if we're not, we could be. And we do have free will. We can choose not to be bad. We can choose to be good. Sometimes we make bad choices. And I kind of look at this like I'm just like everybody else. There are certain people that accelerate themselves by their careers or what they have talents to do. And that is like a movie star, a politician, you know, a musician, anything like that where you become famous. And there's very few people, if you're looking at percentages, that have the opportunity or the skills or the talents to be that. I'm not one of them. I'm the everyday normal person. So how am I going to distinguish myself at my end days? For me, if somebody can put on my gravestone, you know, here lies a good man, that's enough for me. And that's how I feel about it. If that's the amount of fame or legacy that I have to leave, it's either that or here lies a good father, because I love my children and I try to do my best. But if I can have either one of those things on my gravestone, I will consider my life to be a success. So, and that's kind of how I look at it. If that makes any sense, and I'm not trying to be sappy or anything. I actually do feel that way. So whenever I do something wrong or I have acted badly, that's exactly what I think about. Is that right there? What is this gonna make a difference on my gravestone that I screwed up and was an asshole today? You know, that's how I measure myself. And I know it sounds corny, but that's how I feel. Now, let's go find out what that overloader's doing. What's that? Oh, never mind. Oh! He went right instead of left. That's okay. It's already growing, too. I forgot I had another field going here. What did I say I was going to do on the other half? Oh, crap. I don't remember. Don't do that. Why is it doing that? I was going to do cotton. That's right. I remember. Here it's cotton. There we go. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Well, everybody needs something they can stand for, and it might as well have, something to do with yourself. Right, let's see if I can do this. Now, I'm going to have to be careful at the end of this field because you can actually reseed over a crop. So I want to make sure that he turns left at the end and not right. I did. I had a lot of issues on factory farm with course play. Which in a way kind of surprises me because it's actually Maverick is what it is. And I don't seem to have those problems on Maverick like I did. Okay, that 1000 series truck that seems to be in traffic, I believe, might be the overloader. I'll have to go look. I just want to make sure this thing doesn't turn right here. Craig Dodge. I haven't seen Craig today. All right, he's going for it. Stop. All right. Don't go that way. Go this way. We just fired Craig, by the way. Let's see who we replaced him with. Alan Myers. Well, I think from this point he will go to the right, but I'm not entirely sure. It seems to freeze for me at scanning field 7 in the beginning. Ugh. I've had maps do that to me before. I'm still having trouble with Oklahoma. Oklahoma still freezes my game. I'm curious, though. And the reason I'm curious about it is I actually played Oklahoma without recording and without live streaming for several hours and never had a problem with it. How streaming it could cause a problem that would freeze the game, I don't know. So I'm not saying that streaming it is causing a problem. I think there's a problem on Oklahoma that's causing my particular game to freeze, and I don't know what it is. No, I was surprised. He is back to work, and it is Monday, and he has, he's still kind of recovering. Maybe he's busy. Well, the other thing is, this is kind of a surprise live stream. It's not scheduled. I'm going to be doing more live streaming, I think, if I can get in the swing of this. Not just with farming. I want to do all my other games. I want to live stream my other games because I want to play those games. And so I'm thinking I might as well live stream while I'm playing them. Not that anybody ever wants to watch them. I got other games that I play on my YouTube that I get very few views on because most of my people are here for the farming. I'll always continue the farming, but I do play other games, and I do want to either record or live stream them. So anyway, yeah, Scorpion doesn't have any problem with it either. He plays it all the time. That's his number. Now, Scorpion's a complete different player than I am. I just cannot play the same map all the time. I'm playing anywhere from 5 to 6 different maps at the same time. You know, I'll play one for a couple hours, and I'll jump over and play another one, and sometimes I'll get in a rut and I'll play a map all day. Other times I play 5 or 6 maps within a day. Scorpion will pick a map and play it till he's tired of it. That would just bore me to death, but well, thank you, Washington. I'm having fun with it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I'm hoping that the mod author that allows us to play with our wife on that game, I'm hoping he continues on with updates on that, because so far he's done a bang-up job on it. That playing with your wife, for those of you that aren't familiar with Fallout, when you start the game, if you started as a male, your spouse gets killed at the very start of the game. If you start out as a female, your husband gets killed at the start of the game, and you continue on the whole game without your spouse. There's a mod out there that lets that spouse live, and you get to travel together to try to find your son. I'm having a ton of fun with it. As it turns out, Nora is just a hoot. There's an episode coming up. I don't know if you've seen it yet. I don't remember exactly where it is in the lineup. But during a fight, she kicks some guy in the nards. It's just hilarious. And some of the stuff she says just cracks me up. There's a guy in the game that gives you orders all the time, although you're supposed to be the general. He's continually, oh, we've got another place that needs your help. Nora jumps up and says, tells him, oh, Preston, cut the crap. I just fell off my chair when that happened in the game. It's just hilarious. She's a feisty one. Well, if you think about it, this is a voiced game. That means that every one of the characters has a number of things that it will say during the course of the game. So if you're playing a female character, then you're playing Nora. There is a full game's worth of dialogue for her to say. On top of that, these games always record more dialogue than they actually use in the game, because there's certain things that get cut from the game, just like in a movie. They'll film 3 hours of a movie and they'll cut it down to 2 hours. So there's a whole lot of dialogue that you'll never see because it got cut out of the movie. It's the same thing with this game. There's a lot of dialogue that they have, that they record, that it isn't actually put in the game, but it's still there. So if you're a mod maker, you can take advantage of that. In this case, you've got somebody that you can play as the protagonist through the whole game that gets killed off at the start of the game. So this mod author could take all that dialogue and cut it and mix it to where she is saying something that maybe wasn't ever said in the game. So it would be quite a daunting job, I would think. But he's done a good job of it. Well, this guy's working out. I don't need to stay with him, I guess. I don't know why I was spending that much time. I got on a rant there. This is the first time I've had this overloader give me any trouble. I think it's just a coincidence. He was heading that way. Right. Now this isn't right. What's he doing? This is not right. Let me try this now. Somebody told me that you have to set this, but I never have. So let me set this for canola and see if this makes a difference here. I didn't have any trouble when I did the wheat field, but it was actually set for wheat. So, yeah, see, it's not stopping. That's the problem I had before, so I'm going to have to work on this. But I tell you what, it's 3 o'clock. I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. And sorry I had kind of a slow start, but I got in the swing of things after a while. Hope you had fun. If you did, keep watching my videos. Look forward to the next stream, and I'll see you again later. Everybody, have a good evening, and thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it more than you know. Good night, everybody.